Will this pay-per-view stand and deliver? Let's find out. I'm WrestlePay6, I'm back to another video, and today I'm going to be doing my NXT Takeover stand and deliver predictions. And this card looks very good, but there's some matches I might not care about. But let's not waste any time, and let's talk about match 1 that's going to happen on the USA Network and Peacock April 7th, night 1. First match, we have Pete Dunne versus Kushida. I wouldn't be mad if either man wins. I'm going to go with Kushida with this now. Now, if Pete Dunne wins, I wouldn't have anything against it because I really like Pete Dunne. But they haven't really done anything with either men because Kushida lost to Gargano at Takeover Vengeance Day in a fantastic match, but I felt like Kushida should have won. And Dunne hasn't been used since, like, he hasn't had a title match since Takeover Standing or since Vengeance Day. So, I mean, I wouldn't be against either man winning, but I do have Kushida winning. Next up, we have for the NXT Tag Team Championships, the vacant NXT Tag Team Championship, MSK, aka Wesley and Nash Carter, who used to be the Rascals in Impact, versus the Grizzled Young Veterans, aka James Drake and Zach Gibson, versus Legolas Del Fantasmo, Raul Mendez and Joaquin Wilde. And yes, I'm calling them that because I like the talents, but I don't care about the faction. This is a triple threat tag match. I'm gonna go with MSK though. If they give it to the Grizzled Young Veterans, then I wouldn't be against it. But if they give it to MSK, I wouldn't be. That won't be the most offensive thing in the world to me. But I give it to MSK. But I mean, for God's sakes, the Grizzled Young Veterans, they've been given so many tag opportunities and they never hold it. So, I would say give it to MSK, but if you give it to JYV, I wouldn't be against it. Next up, we have the 6-man Gauntlet Eliminator to determine the number 1 contender for the NXT North America title on night 2. Now, I talked about this in my last video, that there was a Battle Royal, and whoever were the last 6 would be in the match. And whoever got eliminated would get their spot, will determine their spot. So, Ruff got eliminated, so he's in first. Isaiah Scott got eliminated second. Bronson Reed got eliminated third. Cameron Grimes got eliminated fourth, and Dexter Loomis got eliminated fifth. And LA Knight won, so that means he has the he's the last man to enter. Now, to who's going to win the match. If LA Knight wins, I wouldn't be against it because it will be a heel versus heel. But I could see them giving it to Loomis because, the whole Austin Theory, Dexter Loomis thing and all that stuff. I know Reed's not going to win it because even though I like Jonah Rock, aka Bronson Reed, Jonah Rock was his indie name when he was in PWG and all that stuff. I don't see him winning. Grimes, I like Grimes as a wrestler. I don't care about his whole shtick that he's doing. I do not believe they're giving it to Ruff because him and Isaiah Scott, who I really, really, really like, him as Killshot and Lucha Underground was fantastic. They're having a little mini feud, so I see them giving it to Loomis, but I want to be against if LA Knight wins, but I'm gonna have to go with Loomis. Next up, for the NXT United Kingdom Championship, we have Walter versus Tommaso Ciampa. This is going to be brutal. I do not believe they're going to give it to Ciampa. Ciampa, there's no way they're giving it to Ciampa. If they do, that's going to be silly. I do have some long-term story booking because Walter's winning. There's no way Ciampa's going to win. I don't believe they're going to give it to Ciampa. So, yeah, this is going to be a brutal match. And again, the computer continues to turn off on me. Hooray! This is going to be violent, though, and I expect them to go all out with this match. And then for the main event, the women are main eventing. Hooray! Io Shirai versus Raquel Gonzalez, and I have Raquel Gonzalez winning. Because if Io wins, and I really, really, really love Io, what else are you going to do with her? Genuine question. What else are you going to do with Io Shirai? I say give it to Gonzalez because the way that they've been booking her like an unstoppable monster, it will be fantastic. So, that is my night 1 predictions. Night 2. We're going to start off with Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart versus The Way, aka Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. Tag team match for the NXT women's tag team titles. You know, the titles that no one asked for, but we got them anyway. I have Ember and Shotzi winning. I don't see Candice and Indy winning the titles. I don't mind Indy Hartwell. I actually kind of like her. She's pretty statuesque and she's got great physique. Candice is boring as white bread, needless to say. Next up, we have the unsanctioned match. Adam Cole, baby, versus Kyle O'Reilly, and not the Auto Parts. I want to give it to O'Reilly, but Cole is winning. Here's why. You've been building this up for about a month and a half, about 2 months. If you give it to Cole, then that will further establish his heel run. If you give it to O'Reilly, then that's a 50-50 booking. What I think is going to happen is that there's going to be interference from Strong and possibly Bobby Fish. Because where's Bobby Fish standing in all this? Where does he stand in all this? Think about it. So I have Cole winning. Next up, we have Johnny Gargano versus who I picked to win, Dexter Lumis for the NXT North American Championship, and Gargano's winning. I love Dexter Lumis. For the love of God, can you blink? Will someone think of the children, please? Gargano has no personality. Gargano personality, as I like to call him. Fantastic worker, zero personality. But this could be a pretty interesting match because of the components. But I have Gargano winning. And then next up, we have a ladder match to determine the undisputed, not the era, undisputed NXT Cruiserweight Championship. We have Jordan Devlin, the actual Cruiserweight Champion, versus Santos Escobar, the interim NXT Cruiserweight Champion with Wilde and Mendoza. Now, for those of you who don't know, Jordan Devlin won the NXT Cruiserweight title at When Worlds Collide last year before everything went to hell, essentially. It was a fatal four-way between Angel Garza, Travis Banks, Jordan Devlin, and I want to say Isaiah Swerve Scott. I couldn't remember who it was, but it was Isaiah Swerve Scott. And Devlin won that match. And then the pandemic hit, and he couldn't go overseas because of travel restrictions. So, meanwhile, there was a tournament to determine the Cruiserweight title overseas. So, the final two were El Hilo del Fantasma, aka King Cuerno, and Drake Maverick. And Fantasma turned heel, and he took off his mask. Now he's Santos Escobar. And then for a while, he's been defending the Cruiserweight title and all that stuff. And then Jordan Devlin finally came back a couple weeks ago, and Shawn Michaels came down last week, put a ladder in the middle of the ring, and they're going to have their ladder match. This is going to be balls out insane, and I'm sorry, I don't think I'll care about it. I like Devlin as a worker. Outside the ring, very skeptical about. Escobar, fantastic in the ring. Don't care about his character. However, these two might pull off a fantastic ladder match. I expect a lot of flippy stuff. I'm going with Escobar on this one. I don't really care about Devlin. His in-ring work, I can't dispute. But outside the ring, yeah, he's a bit, controversial. Let's just put it at that. So I have Escobar winning. And then finally, we have the main event. Finn Balor versus Karrion Kross with Scarlett. Very lovely Scarlett. For the NXT title, I have Kross winning. What else do you do if Balor wins? Seriously. If Kross doesn't win, what does that do for Balor? And what does that do for Kross? Literally, what does that do for him? It does nothing. So, yeah, I have Kross winning. So, there you go. And I don't know who Kross is going to feud with. So, there you go, guys. That is my predictions for NXT Stand and Deliver. Will this takeover stand and deliver? Will it disappoint us? Probably, but looking at the card, it looks like a very, 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 very good takeover. Anyways, what are your predictions about this show in particular? Do you agree with my predictions? Do you disagree? Post them down in the comments below. I am Basso Basics. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Join the herd. I'll talk to you guys next video. Peace out.